What if, as a society, we collectively decide to stop glorifying or criticizing anything blatantly crafted to exploit a gullible niche audience for that sweet going viral cash? Well, from that day on, figures like Andrew Tate will still be pontificating about their luxury cars and alpha status, but only in those special corners of the internet where they belong. Andrew Tate is a polarizing figure whose rise to fame is marked by wealth, influence, and controversy, viewed by some as a self-made success and by others as a dangerous manipulator. Tate's public image is a battleground of strong opinions. This exploration seeks to assess whether he truly merits the praise he receives or if it's time to reassess his reputation. Who is Andrew Tate? Andrew Tate, born Emery Andrew Tate II on December 1, 1986. Andrew Tate, born Emery Andrew Tate II, is a British-American social media personality, entrepreneur, and former kickboxing champion. Raised in Luton, England, after his parents' separation, Tate's upbringing and his father's influence, a chess master, shaped his views on life. He transitioned from a successful kickboxing career, where he won 4 world championships, to becoming a controversial online figure known for his provocative views on masculinity, success, and gender roles. Despite being banned from major social media platforms for violating rules on hate speech and dangerous individuals, Andrew Tate has maintained a significant online presence. His controversial opinions on women, alleged involvement in rape, trafficking, and organized crime, alongside his large fan base, have made him a highly divisive figure. The business of being Andrew Tate: money, manipulation, and morality. Here's a summary of Andrew Tate's known businesses. Hustlers University, an online platform that promised financial independence for a $50 monthly fee, but was essentially a pyramid scheme, exploiting members' dreams while offering little value. War Room, a pricey networking group marketed as exclusive, but mostly provided generic advice, and a glorified chat room, prioritizing Tate's profits over member success. Webcam Studio Business, a business that exploited young women by promising quick riches, while Tate took a large cut of the profits, leading to significant criticism. Casino Business, Tate's involvement in a profit-sharing arrangement with a casino company linked to organized crime, highlighting the questionable nature of his business dealings. Top G Merch, overpriced merchandise sold as high-status apparel, often criticized for poor quality and manipulative marketing tactics. Cobra Tate's fitness programs, promised elite results but often delivered generic advice at high costs, leading to dissatisfaction over misleading advertising. OnLife's Management, services marketed to maximize women's earnings, but often provided minimal support, leading to accusations of exploitation and poor business ethics. Andrew Tate didn't just stumble into wealth and fame. He carefully crafted his empire with a mix of business ventures, online courses, and a significant presence in the online community. Tate is a master at selling the dream. He knows how to tap into people's desires for wealth, power, and status, and he packages it in a way that seems just within reach. He is also shameless enough to not care about morals and ethics. The ethics of manipulation. Andrew Tate openly admits to using manipulation as a key business strategy, discussing his tactics in interviews and social media posts. He even offers courses on how to manipulate clients and models, sparking debates about the morality of his practices. While some view his methods as smart marketing, others see them as exploitation. Opinions are divided, but his approach has undeniably generated both admiration and outrage. Influence in the online community, inspiration or corruption. Andrew Tate's influence, particularly among young men, is undeniable. His messaging, laced with themes of masculinity, wealth, and power, resonates with a demographic that feels alienated by mainstream culture. But what's the real impact of his online persona? Andrew Tate's influence is particularly strong among young men, especially those aged 18 to 25, who are drawn to his messaging about masculinity, wealth, and power. His fan base also includes younger teens, aged 15 to 17, attracted by his controversial statements and flashy lifestyle. While his appeal extends to some older audiences, it's the younger demographic that forms the core of his following, captivated by his charismatic persona and the promise of success through his content and programs. Empowering or corrupting the youth. Andrew Tate has strategically targeted young people, particularly teenagers, using social media platforms like TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube to promote messages of success, wealth, and hypermasculinity. His content appeals to young men who feel alienated, presenting a bold and controversial image that glorifies power and rejects traditional norms. Critics argue that his teachings promote toxic masculinity, materialism, and aggressive behavior, influencing more extreme attitudes among young men. This influence is increasingly affecting classrooms, where teachers notice changes in student behavior and attitudes, particularly towards authority and women. Educators are raising concerns about the harmful effects of Tate's messaging on young minds, emphasizing the need to counteract his pervasive and accessible content. Human trafficking charges and allegations, the dark side of fame. As of August 2024, Andrew Tate is embroiled in legal battles for the second time that threaten to overshadow his entire career. The most serious of these involve allegations of human trafficking, which have drawn international attention and sparked a fierce debate about his true nature. The allegations. A closer look. Tate, along with his brother Tristan, has been accused of luring women into a web of exploitation under the guise of romantic relationships and promises of wealth. The allegations suggest that these women were coerced into working in the adult entertainment industry against their will and heavily groomed by them, a claim that Tate vehemently denies. The ongoing legal battle has seen Tate arrested, released, and then rearrested as new evidence comes to light, keeping the public in suspense. In 2019, the Crown Prosecution Service chose not to press charges against the Tate siblings despite rape and strangulation allegations. In April 2022, a woman reported to the American Embassy that her ex-girlfriend was held hostage at the Tates' Romanian home. A police raid in December 2022 found 4 women, 2 of whom said they were being held against their will. The Tates and 2 women were detained on charges of organized crime and human trafficking. The case gained global attention, partly due to speculation that Tate's location was revealed by a pizza box in a social media post criticizing Greta Thunberg. The court of public opinion. Public reaction to the allegations against Andrew Tate has been all over the map. Some people are quick to condemn him, seeing the charges as a fitting consequence for someone who's been stirring the pot for so long. But there's a whole other camp that views the accusations as part of a coordinated attack on a guy who dares to challenge the status quo. The court of public opinion is seriously divided. Some are convinced he's innocent and see him as a victim of a system that doesn't like being poked, while others believe this is the beginning of the end for a man who's been flirting with controversy for years. Interviews and controversial statements. Tate in his own words. Andrew Tate isn't shy about expressing his views, and that's putting it mildly. His interviews and social media posts are a treasure trove of controversial statements that have both fueled his rise and fanned the flames of his detractors. Pimping and corrupting youth for money. Andrew Tate has openly discussed his involvement in the adult entertainment industry, including managing webcam models and offering a course on controlling and profiting from OnlyFans models. He claimed to have 75 women working for him, with his top earner making $40,000 a month, of which he only paid $4,000. Tate has admitted to using the loverboy method, manipulating women into working for his webcam studio by deceiving them into believing he intended to date or marry them. Once in Romania, he exploited them sexually, imposing fake debts and using threats and coercion. This aligns with the loverboy method of human trafficking, as defined by the Palermo Protocol. The impact on public image. Tate's candid interviews have polarized public opinion. Some view his honesty as refreshing, while others see it as evidence of his exploitation and lack of remorse. His statements have only fueled the controversy, suggesting he views exploiting young women as insignificant, treating them as mere objects. Andrew Tate's arrest and aftermath. After their arrest for human trafficking, Andrew and Tristan Tate were held in custody in Romania for several months before being placed under house arrest from late March to late July 2023. During this time, concerns arose that they might attempt to intimidate or influence their alleged victims. Romanian prosecutors claimed that Tate tried to manipulate and threaten witnesses using his social media influence. In July 2023, the Tates were released from house arrest, but the legal investigation against them is ongoing. The victim's perspective. Life after Tate. The victims of Andrew Tate's alleged exploitation are primarily young women, many of whom were in their late teens or early 20s. Some victims have come forward to testify against Tate, but others remain anonymous due to fear and trauma. Tate's manipulation tactics included using charm and false promises to lure women into his network, where he then reportedly coerced them into working in the adult entertainment industry. This human even makes sure everyone has a tattoo of his claiming his ownership. Even after his release from jail, Andrew Tate continued to manipulate and contact victims, trying to prevent them from speaking out or to influence them to support him in court. Some victims, who were groomed and assaulted from as young as 14 to 15 years old, still don't fully recognize the severity of the situation. Life after their involvement with Tate has been challenging for many victims. They face psychological trauma, difficulties in reintegrating into daily life, and social stigma. Support from counseling services and advocacy groups is crucial for their recovery. The ongoing legal proceedings and public scrutiny continue to impact their lives as they seek justice and rebuild. Recent strategies to maintain audience interest, desperation, or genius. In the face of mounting legal troubles and public scrutiny, Andrew Tate has not retreated into the shadows. Instead, he's doubled down on efforts to keep his audience engaged, employing a range of strategies that are as bold as they are polarizing. The conversion controversy. Andrew Tate's recent conversion to Islam has generated significant debate. Many view it skeptically, suspecting it may be a strategic move to deflect criticism and legal issues by aligning himself with a new audience. Reactions from the Muslim community are mixed. Some welcome his conversion and his positive statements about Islam, while others question the sincerity of his newfound faith. Some might say that conservative Muslim men are easily swayed. By praising Islam, posting content about prayers, and making vague critiques of the West, you could win their admiration while conveniently avoiding serious consequences. This strategy allows you to be seen as a hero among this group, despite profiting from managing cam models and publicly disrespecting women. You don't adhere to Islamic norms or promote the religion seriously, but this tactic keeps both your Muslim followers and other fans content, letting you enjoy the best of both worlds. The broader public, too, is divided, with many seeing this as yet another example of Tate's manipulative tendencies. Rebranding and new ventures. Andrew Tate is rebranding himself as a figure who has undergone personal transformation, using social media to share content related to his faith and criticize Western attitudes towards Islam. He has launched new ventures, such as Daddy Coin, and hinted at initiatives focused on self-improvement, spirituality, and financial independence, all while maintaining his controversial style. This rebranding seems to be a strategy to maintain his influence in the digital space. Despite facing serious allegations and engaging in various antics, such as claiming to have lung cancer, promoting the Red Pill movement, blaming everything on the Matrix, and supporting far-right politicians, Tate continues to attract followers, though many are skeptical of his tactics. Proven wrongdoings and legal consequences. Recent update. As legal battles intensify, evidence against Andrew Tate grows, leading to damaging legal judgments that have tarnished his reputation. In August 2024, A Romanian court placed Tate and his brother under house arrest for 30 days as part of an investigation into human trafficking and sexual exploitation. Adding to his troubles, Tate's business ties with Romanian mafia figures are under scrutiny. Former victims who previously defended him are now speaking out after receiving therapy. The situation is increasingly bleak for Tate, highlighting that fame and fortune do not shield one from accountability. Conclusion: hero, villain, or something in between? So, is Andrew Tate a hero or a villain? The answer, as with many complex figures, is not black and white. To his supporters, Tate is a modern-day Robin Hood, a man who challenges the status quo and empowers others to achieve success. To his critics, he is a dangerous manipulator, a figure who exploits others for personal gain and spreads harmful ideologies. If you ask me what I think, well, as the legal battles and public debates continue, one thing is certain: the legacy of Andrew Tate will be one of controversy, debate, and lessons learned. Whether he is ultimately remembered as a hero or a villain will depend on the final chapters of his story, chapters that are still being written.